Hey Blockheads, this is DJ AK the Amanda Knight, and I'm here to let you know that my so-called whatever podcast and No More Games Radio have joined forces. Listen to No More Games Radio on Sundays at 2 p.m. for your favorite episodes of my so-called whatever podcast, and maybe a live episode? Who knows? Tune in to my so-called whatever podcast for upcoming No More Games radio features and exclusive stories from our staff and DJs. And as always, follow us on social media at No More Games Radio and at my so-called whatever. Hang tough!
Friends forever, that's what we are. Through the thick and the thin, we're friendship stars. We're banger main buddies from the days of old. We laugh, cry, and hug, friendship solid gold. My so-called whatever started a year ago. We share our stories and your stories were told. 80s, 90s memories that give us glee. And on the block party shows, NKOTB. Now our friendship circle has grown by far. Hashtag friends forever, that's what we all are. Boom! And if you don't know, now you know. My so-called whatever for life. Hashtag MSCW. Hashtag friends forever. Yeah. Yeah.
Hey, Brooke.
Oh, hi.
How's it going?
Oh, it's going pretty good.
Yeah.
I've been Yahtzeeing it up on the app.
Oh, I will add you.
Do you play Yahtzee too?
I do.
Oh, I had no idea.
Yeah. Oh my gosh.
No
I play
idea.
it all the time.
I love Yahtzee. I've been playing it a lot lately, mostly with strangers, people I don't know.
Well, I'll play with you. And
all right, cool.
You know what I like? I like a good real Yahtzee game. Like I want to roll the dice.
Can I tell you a secret?
What's that?
I've never played real Yahtzee.
What?
I actually never played Yahtzee, didn't know how to play Yahtzee or really what it was about until I downloaded this app after a friend of mine told me about it and said, Yahtzee's a cool game.
Oh my gosh.
We should play.
I used to play, and I think I've talked about this on the podcast before, but there was this guy named Bob, and he was older, like much older, like in his late 60s, and he worked at the airport with me.
Aww.
He was the sweetest guy. And he liked to gamble. And so we would play Yahtzee for pennies. And he would never make me pay. But then when I would win, he'd always give me money. I'm like, no, Bob, we're just playing. Like,
right.
He passed away
cute.
a couple years ago. He was such a nice man.
I remember him.
Yeah.
I remember you talking about him.
He'd always go and get the Powerball. Like he'd drive because I don't think it was available in Maine at the time. And so he would drive to wherever, Connecticut or wherever you had to drive to get the Powerball, Massachusetts, and so we would all go in on it. So there'd be a bunch of us and he'd write it all down, write all of our names down. And then he'd buy a bunch of tickets. And if somebody won, you split it with all those people.
Yeah, like a pool.
Yeah.
That's so cool.
We used to do that at the airport. It was fun.
Did you guys ever win?
No, never. No. It was just, it was fun because every time it would happen, we would do it. And then we'd all sit around and talk about what we were going to spend the money on. And it was just a fun thing to do. It was just fun.
That is fun.
You know, it's gambling, but it's just it's a fun thing. We didn't play it every day.
It's like the camaraderie.
Right. Just kind of like brackets. Which I actually won March Madness once, and all the guys were pissed at me. It was when Gonzaga, I don't know if you guys follow sports. Some of you are probably tuning out right now. But Gonzaga, their team wasn't as good as it is now. And I picked Gonzaga to win, in the early part of it. And nobody else... everybody else
they were an underdog,
right? And they won, and everybody else's brackets were crap after that, but I kept going. So Yeah. So yeah, this week has been good. Kevin's been watching March Madness. I'm sad that I didn't do a bracket.
I did a bracket, and actually, speaking of Gonzaga, I have Gonzaga winning it all.
Oh yeah, hey.
And in my family bracket, I have to say, I'm actually going to go look at it right now because I am not at the top at this point, but my bracket has the most potential. It's the least busted.
That's always fun. That's always fun.
It is, and it's mostly for fun.
Do you win something? Is there a prize?
So I don't know. I think in the past we've done like a gift card or what, like it's not a big thing. It's mostly bragging rights.
Yeah.
I don't really pay attention to the details because like it's my family from like other places. We don't talk.
Yeah.
We just do the brackets.
Yeah.
I mean, we talk when we see each other, but because of the pandemic and stuff, we haven't really seen each other all for a year.
Right.
But it's fun, and I made one for Sadie too. And hers, there's 18 of us, and she is almost at the very bottom.
Aw, Sadie.
But what I did is she didn't pick it. I did. She wasn't interested. But I just picked the cutest mascots.
Aw. Well,
that's fun.
That is fun.
It is. So anyway, I don't watch the games, but I do keep track of like the scores and know, like I'll root for whoever I have winning.
Yeah.
But Kevin watches them.
Yeah, he does. He was kind of ticked tonight because he was trying to find like a live game and he couldn't find anything. And so let's intro and then we'll get into some discussion about some TV shows.
Some new kids TV shows.
Or TV show, yes.
One show.
Yes. Because it's a block party. It's a block party.
Yeah, all right. This is Brooke.
And this is Nikki.
And this is my so-called whatever. Hey. And as you know, welcome to the block party.
We ain't leaving out nobody. Nope.
Definitely not. And we are definitely not leaving out a little discussion about John's Farmhouse Fixer.
Right. Oh my gosh, you guys.
Because have we even talked about it at all?
No, I don't think so. I don't think we have.
Other than maybe the night that it was premiering. I think we may have been recording.
Yes, I think
so. And we just was like, it's premiering.
Right.
But it's out.
Mm-hmm.
We've watched it. We know you guys have watched it.
Right.
And can I just say, I am obsessed. Like I love it. And I like those kinds of shows anyway.
Right.
But it's so neat to see John like in his element.
That's cool, yeah.
And it just seems like such a he is. I shouldn't say that.
He's very playful.
He is, and he's so kind and thoughtful and like he gets emotional and it's so like sweet to see that side of him.
Mm-hmm.
And we kind of know he's like that anyway.
Right.
But it's neat to see it on your own TV at home every week.
Yes. I actually don't have cable. So I was like, I'm going to be smart. I'm going to get Discovery Plus. And then I'll be all set and I'll be able to watch Farmhouse Fixer. Wrong. I was not able to watch it on Discovery Plus. So then I couldn't get rid of Discovery Plus because it has all my ghost shows on it. Oh and I got addicted. So I was like, no, I can't get rid of Discovery Plus. So then I signed up for Philio or Philo or whatever it's called. And then I was able to watch Farmhouse Fixer. So.
And I watch it on YouTube TV on demand.
Oh.
And that's great. It works out well because I did the same. I went and looking on Discovery Plus, which we had anyway.
Right.
Because just going to say it has all of those ghost shows, which are so awesome to watch. But it also has all of the other shows that I love, like 1,000-Pound Sisters.
Right. I was really excited. I'm like, oh my gosh, I can get lost in this. So I pretty much, unless I'm listening to Let's Not Meet, the podcast, because I freaking love that podcast, I'm watching Discovery Plus or listening to Discovery Plus in the background.
It's amazing. So anyway, we both found our ways that we can watch Farmhouse Fixer.
Right.
And I have, first of all, a couple of comments.
Okay.
First of all, I love the cameos from his family.
Mm-hmm. Yes.
They have been amazing. His mom, the beekeeper, is she just seems like a cool lady.
I love her.
And we were talking a little bit before we started recording.
I love
and then we were like, we have to talk about this.
Yeah. I love that she comments in the Farmhouse Fixer group.
Yes.
So if you guys don't belong to the Farmhouse Fixer group, you need to go. It's a Facebook group. It's run by Sharon, and it's really cool. It's really, really cool. Marlene. I lost her name for a second. Marlene. Yes.
Run by Sharon and Marlene.
Mm-hmm.
And it's just fun. It's a neat little place. And there are New Kids on the Block fans, aka Blockheads.
Mm-hmm.
Then there are also just fans of the show, and it's kind of a neat little mosh of people. And the show is so good. And a lot of the discussions, it's kind of neat on the Facebook page after an episode airs, because you see people popping up like, oh my gosh, I love the paint that they use. I love the colors they use.
Yes.
They have some really cool like design ideas and stuff and things that I wouldn't think of, but I also don't. I don't really have that eye.
Mm-hmm.
Like I generally just do everything neutral.
Same.
But like, wouldn't I love it was the second episode, and they did the kitchen for the family at the house I think it was in Ipswich. Oh my gosh, the like blues and the teals, and it was so pretty.
So pretty.
And I love what they did with it. And by the way, that kitchen was gorgeous at the end.
Mm-hmm.
Gorgeous. And that's the thing. I can't watch these shows because I want to do it all to my house, and I can't afford that.
Yes. Yeah.
When they were talking about budget, when John's like, well, to do this and this and this, to do what you want to do, we're looking at about $200,000. And I'm
Good
like,
grief.
Holy macanoli.
That's like how much I spent on my brand new house.
Right.
Well, almost, yeah.
But like, that is a lot of money. But boy, it is amazing what they do.
Yeah.
It's
a great show. Great idea. Yeah.
Special shout out to Stella, the chicken.
Yeah. Yes.
I love her. I love John's chickens. And I also have been inspired. Now, my husband hasn't agreed to it, but I really want a chicken coop. I would love to have chickens at my house.
Well, how about you and Kevin get together?
Why? Because he wants chickens?
Kevin has wanted chickens since we moved into the house next door. Like, he's always wanted chickens. He wants his own little...
I want a chicken coop. I want chickens, and I want ducks too. And
can I tell you why I don't want chickens?
Why? Well, I'll tell you why I kind of don't want them, but I do want them.
Okay.
But you tell me why.
So my grandfather, not the one I always talk about on here, but my dad's father, always had a chicken coop, and I always wanted to play with the chickens, Like,
yeah.
I wasn't I would never like ruffle feathers. Like, I wouldn't go in and like mess around with them. I just wanted to go and like pet them. And they would attack me.
Yeah.
I would walk in there, and one time one of them got out and was chasing me around the yard, and it scared the crap out of me. So I mean, I know that they're not all like that, because like if you get them small but like they didn't really have human interaction, I don't think, a whole lot.
Yeah.
It was mainly like for producing eggs and
yeah. So my grandparents had chickens, and it was the same experience. Like, I would go into their coop and they would just peck my ankles.
Mm-hmm.
And I just wanted to pet them, but they would hurt me.
Yeah.
And so I remember my grandmother like lifting me up out of the coop and swearing at the chickens. And she also had some ducks who didn't want anything to do with kids.
Oh.
But but I want chickens and I want ducks. And I love the wallpaper that John used in the chicken coop in the first episode so much. I was inspired, like that. I feel like that sealed the deal. I want chicken wallpaper in my chicken coop. And I really want them, but Pete's like, no. But
you have a perfect place for them, to be honest with you.
I know I do. The only thing I worry about is predators.
Yeah.
Like I work with somebody who has chickens, and I know he has chickens and a duck, one single duck. And I am obsessed with this because I so badly want a duck. So I asked him about his chickens, and the other day he was like, well, one of them got
eaten.
Yeah. One of them got caught. And that's really sad. And that would break Sadie's heart too. But
oh my gosh, it would break my heart.
But at the same time, I want fresh eggs, which I'm intolerant to, but I still want fresh eggs so I can provide them to my neighbors.
We get fresh eggs anyway, but
and yeah, they would not get eaten in my house.
Yeah.
Ever.
I think it would more so be like for pets for us. They would be like
pets. Same.
And I'm right there with you. I would love to have ducks, especially after watching the TikTok. It's like 2 ducks or us 2 ducks, and they eat peas out of a little thing, and they're like, it's adorable.
Ducks are seriously the cutest little animals. Like the duck that, I don't know what the TikTok is, or maybe it's the same account. I don't know, but she'll take the duck through the drive-thru and get him like a cup of water.
No, it's not the same one, but that's adorable.
And he's just like, nom, 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 nom. It's like ice water. And he sticks his little beak in there. Oh,
I love the sound.
I do too. It's
very
like,
relaxing.
I was going to say, it's like very calming. But we love the show. Yeah. We would love to have John on our podcast to talk
Absolutely. Abso-freaking-lutely. I mean,
so, like, let's put it out there.
We're throwing it into the universe. John, we would absolutely love to have you on the podcast, and we would absolutely love to just talk about Farmhouse Fixer, and we'll talk about like the houses we have up here in Maine.
Right. And we can talk about your chickens too.
The house that I'm in right now is one of the oldest in Bangor.
Where your office is, yes.
Where my office is right now. Yes. Not my new house. That one's like one of the newest ones. But yeah, it's very old. It's not a farmhouse, but it's very, very old. And it has like its neat little things. So
little historical quirks.
Right. Yeah.
So it's a really good show. If you haven't watched it yet, watch it, but you probably have.
Right. Exactly.
But if you haven't, watch it.
Right. So we've got some stories.
Totally.
I say let's jump into them.
Who wants to go first?
I will actually go first.
Okay, sounds good.
Okay, here we go. This story, let me tell you, I cheated and I read it.
You read it.
I did, because it's so good. It's such a good story. And I can't wait to read it to you guys. Katie, you know what
I have not read it. I have not read it, so this is my first time.
Okay, here it goes. Katie's NKOTB story. Picture it. 1989. Typical 6th grade classroom. Hanging Tough was released in NKOTB. Bangs. My caboodles. And the color hot pink was my life. I was a huge fan, especially of Jordan. Swoon. Still am, and had a book cover / folder thingy that I kept my homework in and took back and forth to school from home with things that needed to be turned in. One day, as we were all settling in for the morning and the bell had not yet rung, I took out my homework and was turning it up front to the teacher. And when I walked back to my desk, my partner, no name allowed, just known as Jealous Male 6th grade boy, was making fun of my folder with people around our desks. Whatever. I wasn't listening, nor did I care. So I grabbed it and started to put it into my desk for later. And suddenly he took his scissors out of his desk and started tearing it up with scissors. Yes. OMG, psychopath. My beloved folder. No, scissors.
That's rude.
I know, right? I know, right?
What the hell? 6th grade?
Those folders were hard to come by. He knew better
than that.
I really wanted the 3-ring binder. I think I did end up getting one. But the folders were hard to come by. I had one folder, but I wanted like 3 because I think that's what you needed to have. I think there was 2 different folders, but like there was only one. Like I feel like we went to the store, there was one folder left, and I was like, it was meant to be. I immediately sprang into action, grabbing my folder back from him and his weapon, holding it close to my chest as it was now ripped to shreds and tears started falling from my eyes. Oh, Katie. Oh. I didn't even feel it, but someone said, "Katie, you're bleeding." And I looked down, and in the melee of attempting to save my beloved folder, almost all of my skin was cut off the inside of my left pinky finger, and I was bleeding everywhere all over the place, like pumping out blood. That, like, I can see it, because when you get a wound like that, like as your heart beats, it goes vroom, vroom. Not to do sound effects, but sorry if I just made people sick to their stomachs. A lot. My teacher was about to faint. She ran me down to the office, where I was then taken to the emergency room. I got 14 stitches. That's all I could have because there was not much skin left to stitch. Oh, I cried the whole time about stitches. Of course not. She was crying about her homework folder. My homework folder was a chopped up, ruined, bloody crime scene. I was devastated. My desk partner had to write me an apology note and was suspended for the rest of the day. My hand hurt for weeks, and I had to wait for my mom to find me another exact replica homework folder. There was no Amazon then, remember, to ease my pain. It took her some time. I still have teeny scars from the stitches on my pinky that are special to me. I mean, I shed blood and was rushed to an emergency room, but even today, anything for my guys. Sincerely, Katie.
So, can I just say, he was only suspended for the rest of the day?
Like, it should have been the whole week.
That's like assault.
5 days, 5-day in-house suspension. Not at home, because that's like
that's where the Nintendo is.
Right. In-house school suspension. That would be if I was the principal.
Yeah. For shearing somebody's pinky with a pair of scissors.
Yeah.
No.
Right.
That's crazy. But Katie survived. She is okay. She has the battle scars to show.
She sure does.
And it's a great story to share.
It really is, Katie. And you told it magnificently. So thank you so much. I did too. And I was so excited.
I felt like I was
again.
in that classroom.
Yeah. I could like picture it in my head. And I was picturing like 5th grade, Mrs. Butterfield's class. Like,
that's so funny because I was picturing 5th grade Mrs. LaGrange's class.
Were you really?
Yeah.
That's funny. Because I think 1989 we were in 3rd grade. I do believe.
Yeah, we would have been, I think it was 89, 90 would be 4th grade.
4th grade. Because I can remember that's when I made all those videos and stuff. Was in 4th grade. So, yeah. Yeah. Like to think I'm on Dance Party USA, guys.
Thank you so much, Katie.
Yes, thank you, Katie.
All right. I'm going to read the next story. This is from Christina. And it is Christina's "You Might Be at the Wrong Waffle House" story.
I'm ready. I'm here for it.
Here I go. Hi, Brooke and Nikki. Congrats on your 200th episode. Oh,
hey,
thanks. I was looking at my old blog page and I found this post. It's not a story, but I was inspired by one of the post NKOTB concert adventures that I had with my friend Michelle. We decided to go to a Waffle House after the Cincinnati, Ohio NKOTB show in June 2009. We were hoping that Donnie would show up. Well, we ended up at the wrong Waffle House.
Oh,
Donnie did go to a Waffle House after the show, but it wasn't the one that we ended up at.
Oh, no.
The one we went to was in a kind of shady neighborhood.
Uh-oh.
So my friend and I ended creating this list of ways you can tell that you might be at the wrong Waffle House. Joke. So I thought it might be fun to share. You can decide if you want to use it or not. Well, we are going to use it.
Oh, we're using it, Christina.
Here we are, using it.
Using it.
So you might be at the wrong Waffle House. Waffle House ground rules. Number 1, never listen to Donnie. He doesn't know where he is or where you should be going. Go with your original plan. You were right. Donnie is wrong. Number 2, do your research prior to trip if you're not local. Landmarks, good neighborhoods, bad neighborhoods, etc. Beware of locals or Donnie that give you bad info and try to throw you off the path. Number 3, don't go back to hotel to freshen up. You lose valuable time. You all will smell like sweaty ass. Just deal with it. Only she didn't write ass. She wrote a asterisk. I can't say that word.
Asterisk. I can't say it either. I say asterisk.
A pound sign. Yeah. Nope.
Nope. Star.
Number 4, new kids generally don't hang out in shady areas. If you arrive and don't really think they would come there, go with your instinct and find another Waffle House. Number 5, new kids probably don't stay at the Drury Inn or have trailers on their buses. Ignore any tips, including those things. Number 6, if you happen to fail, might as well enjoy your meal. Don't just leave. Number 7, laugh at your mistakes. Have fun with the experience. If life hands you lemons, make lemonade. You're probably at the wrong Waffle House. If you didn't actually arrive with a tour bus, you're probably at the wrong Waffle House. If there's another Waffle House closer to the venue, you're probably at the wrong Waffle House. If you pull up and there's less than 5 fans there, including you, you're probably at the wrong Waffle House.
Oh, no.
If there's a cop standing guard, you're probably at the wrong Waffle House. If someone is flashing headlights in the parking lot and the waitress looks terrified, you're probably at the wrong Waffle House. If the workers are fighting behind the counter, you're probably at the wrong Waffle House. And finally, if there's a drunk guy talking to himself at the counter and says, blame it on the alcohol, you're probably at the wrong Waffle House. Bye.
Christina.
From Christina. That, first of all, that was awesome. Second of all, I feel like that's a snapshot in time.
Yes.
Like, you know, that era.
The Waffle House era.
The Waffle House era. And I think that that's so cool.
So friggin' cool.
I love it.
I can remember when I went to Memphis for the first time, because there's not Waffle Houses up here. So,
right.
But there's one in Memphis. And I was like, I wonder if Donnie will go to this Waffle House. maybe if I come down during I was thinking maybe if I came down during like a concert or whatever, maybe I go to that Waffle House and maybe Donnie would be there. I've only been to one Waffle House ever. Really?
And it was 1998 when I went to college in Orlando.
Oh, yes.
Yeah, for a very, very, very short time. And I went to a rave.
Oh, my.
Which I had never done before.
Was this with Michael Vick?
Michael Vick?
Am I allowed to say that? Oh, wait. No. Yes.
No.
Who was the guy? Who was the football
player? Dante Culpepper.
Dante Culpepper. Oh, sorry.
No, he was not there. But I was with my roommates, and we were like, I'm sure I've talked about this before, and this is quick, but we were like picture like a TV show where there's
You've never
4
talked
girls.
about this, by the way.
Okay. Picture a TV show where there's 4 girls that are put together to live in an apartment and go to college. And none of them knew each other. It would be like that. We were all the opposite of each other. There was a stereotype for everybody there.
Really?
And yes, it was hilarious. But we all got along really, really well. And we went to this rave, and I didn't know what to expect. I didn't know what you wore. Like, I stuck out with like a sore thumb. But I don't know what I did. All I know is I went to Waffle House. I didn't eat anything. I passed out in the booth.
Oh.
Like, I slept in the booth.
Because you were drunk?
I don't know. I don't know.
No.
That was a different time.
Oh, no.
I mean, I don't know. But I passed out in the booth. And I remember them waking me up when it was time to go back to like home. It was like 3:30 in the morning. That was the only time I've ever been in a Waffle House and I didn't even eat.
How long were you there?
It was just a few weeks. It was not long. It was not long. I was super sick.
I was so glad you came home. Oh, that's right. You got sick.
I was super sick. Like, it was weird. It was like, all I know is my dad flew down, drove me home in my car, and I slept the whole way. And that's Florida to Maine.
That's crazy.
And we stopped once at like a rest area, and my dad slept for a few hours. That was it. We didn't even like stay in a hotel. I slept like 28 hours straight in the car after I'd already slept. It was weird. Anyway, I don't know what was wrong with me. But I came home, and here I am.
You were really, really sick, though. Yeah.
That was weird. It was like, have you guys ever been sick where I wasn't like throwing up? I didn't have a fever, but all I could do was sleep. And I was also like hypersensitive.
Mm-hmm.
And I remember laying in my bed, and my blanket felt like it weighed 1,000 pounds. And all I wanted was to throw it off of me, and I couldn't. And like, I don't know. I was like hallucinating. It was weird. Like, I don't know what was wrong with me. I remember all I wanted to do was throw furniture out the window.
What?
I don't know what that means.
I've
told that to people before, and nobody, like, I feel like nobody understands. Like my teeth felt soft. I know this is weird. I mean, like, they didn't really feel soft, but like, I remember biting, and my teeth felt like they just, like, I couldn't do that. And I wanted to throw my desk out the window. I wanted to throw my TV out the window. And that was like one of the big TVs back in the day.
Mm-hmm.
I wanted my bed out the window. Like, I didn't want furniture. And it was like this overwhelming feeling of like, I can't do that by myself because they all weigh like an elephant. When in reality, they didn't. It's particle board desk.
Mm-hmm.
I could have thrown it out the window if I wanted to. But I was just so like sick. Like, it was like a mental, I don't know. It was really weird.
I mean, sometimes when your mental health it can really like be physical. It can really, really like be physical.
It's so, I mean, that's so weird. And I haven't felt that since then.
Did you get really angry like over stupid stuff? Yeah.
I got angry over nothing. I was angry that I couldn't throw the desk out the window.
Mm-hmm.
And I remember I didn't eat it was several days, but I got up. It was Madonna's 40th birthday. And my roommates were downstairs, and one of them had her boyfriend over. His name was Oscar. And I went downstairs and I got like a bowl of cereal. And I remember sitting at the table, at the coffee table, eating my cereal, watching MTV. And we were all talking about Madonna turning 40 and thinking like, that's so old.
Mm.
And I remember thinking like, wow, she's 40. Like, that's old. That's like almost my mom's age. Madonna's like the same age as my mom. My mom at the time was like 42.
Mm-hmm.
Or almost 42. She's 41. She was my age.
Oh my God.
And yeah.
Could you imagine
like,
having
I remember that.
a kid in college right now?
No. Can you imagine?
Oh my God.
It would be like I drove my child down to Florida and just left her there for college and then drove home. I would hate that.
Oh, me too. Me too.
But yeah, anyway, that was a tangent about Waffle House.
No, it
turned into something.
A really good tangent. I loved it. I don't think you've ever shared that. I actually don't recall you sharing that with me. Some of the things I do remember, but some of the things I didn't recall.
Yeah. I mean, because it's weird,
mm-hmm.
right? Like, that's weird. Like, all I wanted to do was throw my desk out the window. But it felt like it was the size and shape and weight of an elephant.
Yeah.
Like, it wouldn't fit through the window, but it would have, but it wouldn't in my mind. Like, it was weird. Anyway, so if anyone's experienced that, I want to hear that.
So, yeah, that's how it was.
Well, I was not gone long.
You weren't, and I was so happy that you were back.
I came back in the fall.
Then we got apartments together.
Yes, we did. Several.
Yeah.
So we have one more story, you guys.
We do, and this is Becky's NKOTB bully story, and I'm going to read it. Love you, Becky. You know what you did. You know what you did.
You know what you did.
You know
Becky.
what you did. You know what you did. I want to start this by saying I'm not a violent person. I could never see her be violent. I've never met her in person, but she is the sweetest person. I don't condone violence. However, a person can only take so much before enough is enough. In 1991, the step-by-step era, I was in 7th grade. I went to Catholic school, the only Catholic school in a town of 9,000 people. I'd been a student at this Catholic school since kindergarten with the same 14 kids in my class the entire time. Kind of like Britain's school. Yeah. Old school. Now she goes to a bigger school. I think we acted more like siblings than classmates by then. Anyway, there were these 3 boys in my class, Jeremy, Crockett, yes, that was his name, and Patrick. And today they would probably be classified as bullies. They were awful to me. They would go out of their way to say mean things to me in PE. They would make it a point to trip me or knock me down. They would pull my chair out from under me and shoot rubber bands at my head at close range. Of the 3, Crockett was the worst when it came to New Kids on the Block. He thought he was Vanilla Ice or Will Smith, or at least he dressed that way. Bright colored shirts and pants, overalls with mud button, diamond stud earrings.
You know who he sounds like?
So cool. Who?
You know who he sounds like?
Who?
We should probably take the name out.
Okay.
Jake.
You've got mail.
I was thinking Lance romance.
But I don't think Lance was ever mean.
Jake.
You've got mail.
Always very, very sweet to me. I don't know why.
You've got mail.
He was never mean to me, but he was mean to some. I don't even know where he is these days.
No, I mean, he was only in our school for like 4th and 5th grade. And then he was gone. I think
he went to A. Lincoln.
I just remember him from Mary Snow. And
he was not, but he didn't graduate with us, certainly. I don't know where he went.
Absolutely not. No. And I don't remember him in middle school. He may have been there, but I don't remember him there.
I feel like I remember him in like 6th grade.
Oh, maybe.
But anyway.
He was always very nice to me. But yes.
That's what I'm picturing, because I saw him be a dick.
You did? Do tell.
Oh, he was an asshole.
He was?
Yeah, he was. Yeah, he was like cruel.
Oh.
Like he would say some mean things to some kids. Mostly girls.
Weird.
Yeah.
I wonder why he was.
I don't think he ever did to me, but I was afraid that he would. Like, I stayed out of his way.
No. Now that you say that, I kind of vaguely remember. But like, at that point in my life, I wish I could be the same. I gave no shits about what people said about me. Like, at that point in my life, that soon changed. But like, if he said something to me, I'd be like, "You're wrong." Like, you're wrong. But I wish I could be like that now.
And I was opposite. I would have cried.
And now you're the opposite.
And now I would have been like, fuck you then.
Yeah.
Like, okay.
That's how I was. I was just, and I guess that maybe that's why he was like, he didn't get a reaction from me.
Right.
So I don't know. Okay. So Crockett was the worst when it came to New Kids on the Block. He thought he was Vanilla Ice or Will Smith, or at least he dressed that way. Bright colored shirts and pants, overalls with one button, diamond stud earrings. He thought he was so cool. I thought he was annoying. He was always making vulgar comments about New Kids on the Block. And for a Catholic school kid, he said some pretty vulgar things. I don't remember what he said exactly, but I remember it was pretty bad. Right about this time was when the rumors started surfacing about lip syncing, and Crockett was relentless. Every single day for weeks, he had something to say, and every time I would rise to the occasion. I did not know Jordan or any of the new kids. I had no clue that some 30 years later, I would be meeting any of them. But back then, I felt it was my duty to defend them. Anytime he said something about them, I would fight back. On this particular day, I had worn my Jordan Knight button to school on my backpack. My parents were always a little confused as to who was my favorite, but I appreciated the effort. And as soon as Crockett started, he started with his verbal assault on my boys. At first, I tried to ignore it, but then he got Jeremy and Patrick to join him. They were saying awful things and pushing me and trying to egg me on when Jeremy shot a rubber band at my head and I lost it. I swung around and punched Jeremy in the head. And when Crockett and Patrick jumped in to help, I ended up punching them too. Yes, Becky! It took my teacher pulling us off each other to get us to stop. Then we were all sent to the principal's office. Now, for going to Catholic school, which has a reputation for being strict, I had a pretty reasonable principal. She knew I had been having trouble with these boys and had at one point advised me to stick up for myself. Maybe not quite that way, but I think she understood me. We all got detention for a week. I had kitchen duty, meaning I had to help wash dishes after lunch. However, I don't remember any of them ever bothering me about NKOTB after that. So yes, I got detention defending Jordan Knight's honor, and someday maybe I will tell him about it. Thanks, Brooke and Nikki. I love you both. Sincerely, Becky.
Oh, Becky.
Becky, we love you.
We love you so much. Thank you for sending that in.
Yes.
And like, I'm sorry, but good on you.
No kidding.
Those boys deserve what they got.
Sometimes I wish I would have done that.
I mean, you know what? I'm sorry, but like, they had it coming. Jerks.
Yeah. For sure.
And it's not just like about the Backstreet Boys. It's not just about the New Kids thing, but it's the whole thing. Like, don't be a douchebag.
Right. But we had those guys. We had those people.
Totally. I feel like we all, every school did.
Right.
We all did.
Right. Exactly.
And you look back and you're like, why were they such jerks? But
I know. You know why? Because they were jealous of the attention that New Kids was getting, and they were boys. So they felt like intimidated. You know? That's what I truly feel that way. I truly feel that way.
I mean, I think it makes sense. And sometimes I think that kids just are jerks.
Yeah.
And it was just something to be jerky about.
Right. Agreed.
Too, you know? But anyway, Becky, thank you so much for sending in your story. We appreciate you. Again, you know what you did.
Yes.
We love you.
We love you so much.
And for the record, we also love Stephanie. Just saying.
Yes, Stephanie. You know what you did. So you guys, we also love you too. Like, more than you will ever know. And we appreciate you guys so much. And we appreciate you listening to us every week. Even if you can't listen on a week, sometimes you catch up. And we appreciate that so much. And we appreciate like our community. Because if it wasn't for our community, we wouldn't get to do the things that we're able to do, which is crazy talk. Like, crazy talk. You know what I'm saying? So with that being said, this was a great episode. I love a good block party.
Yeah.
And
me too. Same.
Yeah. So with that,
thanks.
We'll be loving you forever.
Sure will.
And ever. Bye.
Okay, bye.